Fabio. Welcome to the Liquid Funk Show. The mighty sounds of Fabio. Fabio Radio 1.
Life can be so shady. The way some people try to bring you down. Why's it got to be so crazy? Always trying to give you the run around. So I let the music just take control. 'Cause it rocks my body and it moves my soul. My feet start dancing to the beat, and I just can't help it. I just can't help it. 'Cause music is my life. It helps me through the night. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Just can't let some more. Move my body, 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 move my life can be so shady. The way some people try to bring you down. Why's it got to be so crazy? Always trying to give you the run around. So I let the music just take control. 'Cause it rocks my body and it moves my soul. My feet start dancing to the beat, and I just can't help it. I just can't help it. 'Cause music
Yeah.
is my life. It helps me through the night.
Many thanks to Fergie. Doing his thing on a Friday night, 11 to 1, baby.
Keep
1 till 3, it's me, Fabio. We have got a show. We've got a show for you. It's going to be real tight tonight. A lot happening. But we're going to definitely get our groove on tonight. We've got a top 5 rollers. We've got a good competition to win yourself some stuff and good looking. We've got a special guest in the house. You know, one of the only drum and bass artists that has got that real mystical quality. The legendary Photek. He will be in for the second time on my show, but a lot has happened in the last year and a half since he was here, so we've got a lot to talk about. And let's not forget, we've got some of the best music there is around. Kicking off with yet another remix of our Music Is Everything. One of the few, there's a remix by Danny Bird, and that is High Contrast alongside Influx Datum. Excellent stuff. We're going to be talking a bit of football a little bit later, as the dejected Hammers fans that have surrounded Radio 1 with their glum faces. I mean, they've got every reason to be, haven't they? While Tottenham are sitting pretty in an unfamiliar position in the league, second, which is not going to last, you know, I'm no fool, but lessening relegation worries, isn't it, really? So remember, in around 50 minutes' time, the mighty Rupert Photek, we're going to be asking him the questions. He's in the house, baby. It's Fabio, it's Radio 1. This is how we do 1 till 3. Specialist business, you get me.
Hey.
track called Touch by DK and DJ Lee. DK, of course, responsible for the excellent Barcelona. A tune that I think should do the business. I heard they're putting a vocal on it. I'm not sure about that, but wicked tune all the same. Man, I tell you, I've got a story for you. I'll tell you a little bit later once the show starts moving along, but I've got to tell you this story about what happened to me last weekend. It's just the most incredible thing. I tell you, DJing is becoming so harrowing. Travelling abroad is like, you know, nothing happens the way it's supposed to happen. There's always something that goes wrong, and if you're a DJ that travels a lot, you feel what I'm talking about. It's just a nightmare flying at the moment. But we'll talk about that later. Also, me and when Pesce was in, we was reading out some letters from people sent in questions and stuff. And one guy's got really narked because he thinks I took the piss out of his name. His name was Andreas, and I pronounced it Andreas. And he's got on this thing now where he wants an apology from me, and he really is upset about it. Now, come on, man. You know, take things in. You know, I weren't taking a mick out of your nationality or your name. It was the way I kind of pronounced your name. I was laughing at the way I pronounced it. I was not laughing at your name. Your name's Andreas. And if you want to kind of be so arsey about it, that's your business. But come on, man, lighten up a bit. This guy is now really complaining about this and really wants an apology from me because he thinks that he's really kind of offended by the way I dealt with him. Come on, man, loosen up. That's what I'm going to say to you. Just loosen up, for God's sake. I did not mean it take it in the spirit it was said. I was laughing more at my pronunciation of your name than your name. Should we start this tune again? Yeah. Because, you can't start tunes like that. I was just a bit kind of doing other things. But this is our Grooverider. A track entitled Charade. A track that I had about 2.5 years ago, lost it, and I've been begging Ryder for this for ages, and he gave it to me again about 3 months ago. Forthcoming on the album from the mighty Grooverider. Love this track. One of the first vocal tracks that really worked on the dance floor. You know, other things like Midnight and stuff like that came after that, but this was the first one, Charade. It's Fabio, it's Radio 1. Remember, we've got Photek. And I tell you, we got so much questions to ask this guy. It's going to have to be a long thing. One of the, the word genius is bandied about with abandon nowadays, but this guy, he's all of that, no doubt. Back to the music. It's Fabio, it's Radio 1, 2 in a row, baby.
Just before the curtain rises, afraid they'll see through my disguises. See right at the curtain call, makes me feel my mask will fall. Imagine all the disappointment. They could see that I don't fit in, that I'm a loser who would never win if I didn't play. That's the way Disguising my identity with make-believe. I'm
Yes, let it roll, Fabio. Old inside the zone. Welcome to the Liquid Funk Show. Fabio on Radio 1. 5 Mighty Rollers. Number 5.
5. New entry, Rated X EP. Total Science, CIA recording. The excellent DJ Marky remix of Bebel Gilberto, so nice. Like this tune. East West baby, number 4, down 2.
It's little dreaming me, someone to take my hand, to be a team with me. So nice, life would be so nice if one day I find someone who will take my hand, someone to like me, someone to cling to me, stay with me right or wrong, someone to sing to me, tell me the Samba song, someone to take my heart and give his heart to me, someone who's ready to give love and start with me. Oh yes, that would be so nice. I could see you and me, that would be nice.
Number 3.
Syndicate, one and Ruff, you done know.
Number 3, PD Syndicate, Rough Like Me, Shy Effects and T-Power on London Republic, new entry, second highest.
The Flex, Badman remix, T-Power, Shy Effects for it.
Anytime I come, dangerous. Anytime I come, cantankerous. And I said on the cup, way in your thermos. And I'm on the melody, we welcome trust. Anytime I come, dangerous. Anytime I come, cantankerous. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, watch out now. Listen, yo, they never knew about us English kids and how we live and how we program big and make moves. Looking gal in our Prada shoes, you hear me star? Pretty killer, top shutting over 16 bars, you hear me? Trust me, rude boy, we're bad no Ross. PD with this new lick, the platinum class. And yo, we're hard to hold, we're dark and cold and don't fold. Know the rules, blood, we're big and we're bold. So listen, do the work, make the baseline hurt. Girls flirt in their junglist movement t-shirts, yeah. Hear the flex, come hear the vibe. Beside the bad man style for the crew inside.
Number 2.
I hope my daughter wasn't listening to all that kind of Jamaican cursing going on in that tune. Oh, that was a bit heavy. Number 2, various artists, Air EP, Renegade Hardware, down 1. Big tune. So if you've done your maths, you'll find out there is a new number 1 this week. Big shout to Clayton and all the boys that run the Renegade Hardware nearly 10 years now. I think over 180 releases, incredible stuff. So we're going to give you the rundown.
Mighty
Number
Rollers.
5.
Track Rewind.
Total Science rated X EP and CIA recording. First of 3 new entries.
Track Rewind.
Bebel, Gilberto and Sublime So Nice, Marky, remix on East West.
Track Rewind.
The PD Syndicate, Ruff Like Me, featuring Shy Effects and T-Power on the remix. The London Republic.
Track Rewind.
Down 1. Last week's number 1. Various artists, the Air EP and Renegade Hardware. So, new entry at number 1. A tune that you heard first on the show about a year and a half ago. Let's get it straight. DJ Zinc. A track called Fair Fight on Bingo Recordings. And watch out for Zinc's album, a superb album. Got some lovely kind of downbeat stuff, some R&B-ish kind of stuff, some garagey stuff, and of course some drum and bass. Excellent album. That should be around the turn of the 2003, end of the year. DJ Zinc, number 1. Many thanks to Chemical, Black Market, Massive, Eastern Bloc, Catapults. This week's chart. If you want to check out, if you want to hear all the stuff again, check it out on www.bbc.co.uk/Radio1. And remember, in about 10 minutes' time, Rupert Photek. That's going to be heavy. Sound of DJ Zinc, this week's number 1. Remember, catch the next instalment next week with the mighty Grooverider. And I've got a hilarious story to tell you about. I had a trip to Estonia. I don't think I'm going to have time to tell you, but it was incredible, an incredible journey. about me, a 3-seater plane going across the Baltic Sea. Oh, dear. If I got time, I'll definitely tell you the story. Alongside we've got Rupert Photek in here. We've also got a competition to win yourself some stuff from the Good Looking Records. So we're going to do that soon. Also some bad tunes about it. Some excellent, excellent tunes. Something brand new from Calibre. Big shout going out to Calibre, also Zero T, all the crew down there in Dublin. Also a big shout going out to the mighty Grooverider. And a big shout to Goldie, who's getting married tomorrow. Big shout to Goldie. Little Hello Magazine kind of vibe going on over there. You know what? Not being funny. I'm going to be hiding from them cameras. Fabio, Hello Magazine. I don't know about that one, you know. That was a little bit too deep for me, but... So all love and respect's going out to Goldie and Sonia. Back to the beats.
I'm telling you, I'm showing you, you better stop that. This is a warning. I'm telling you, I'm showing you, you better stop that. This is a warning. I'm telling you, I'm showing you, you better stop that. This is a warning. I'm telling you, I'm showing you, you better stop that. This is a warning. I'm telling you, I'm showing you, you better stop that. This is a warning. I'm telling you, I'm showing you, you better stop that. This is a warning.
Incredible sound of Dillinja. A track entitled This Is a Warning. That is heavy. Big shout going out to Carl, also Lemon, all the Valve crew. Also big shout going out to Jumping Jack Frost, Brian G. The whole of the V massive. But we're going to put all that to one side now because, as I said to you before, I mean, there's many a drum and bass artist that I've got the utmost respect for, but there's one that has got that kind of mythical kind of secretive quality. Got a way of doing things that no one can quite kind of put their finger on. That is the mighty Photek.
What an introduction.
It's all downhill from here, don't worry about that. But how you doing, man?
I'm good, and it's great to be here and amazing to see you as well.
I tell you, it's great to see you back on these shores, man.
It's bizarre to be back. I've been away for about, a year and a half, and then after the Coliseum on Saturday at Traffic, I forgot how intense this scene is and how unique it is and how it's still the most futuristic, newest music in the world as far as I know it, and I'd forgotten that being away for a while.
You know what? It's so good to hear you say that. It really is. It's good to hear you say that, because the reason why I say that, because you're one of the true pioneers. And when drum and bass blew up big in 94, 95, your name was as with Goldie and people like that at the top of the pile. And people sometimes think that we've lost you. Do you know what I mean? And I know that the passion you've got for this music, and you know, I remember when you was doing Relics and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's really good to hear you say, because to me, drum and bass is everything you just said. The futuristic and the energy and the vibe it's got. I don't think it can really be beaten. And for you to say that, that's a big thing for me, man.
Well, sometimes you don't know what you got till it's gone, you know.
No doubt.
Being away from the scene on the other side of the world, you just forget how intense it is, and there's nothing that can match that I've ever been to. You know, that kind of in a club, that music, it's unbelievable.
Over a lounge sound system, the B lines and the whole vibe, it's incredible. But anyway, so where you been then? Where you been for the last?
Los Angeles.
God.
That's where I've been.
Listen, I'll tell you what, you know, in the States, there's 3 places for me, you know, Miami, San Francisco, Los Angeles, man. And
what, no New York?
No, you know what? You know what is about New York? New York's just like London to me. It's like a kind of faster, crazier version of London. I love LA because it's so hedonistic in one level, and then there's something really sweet and innocent about LA, and I don't quite know what it is. Do you find that as well?
Yeah, and it's laid back. That's the incredible thing. I mean, it's a working city, but people really they live life. It's a daytime city. Is the weirdest thing. Everyone goes to bed early, gets up early. That's the weird thing. And
everyone's an actor.
Yeah, everyone's doing something to do with that business. Yeah, you know, everyone's involved in it somehow.
So how do they treat you as an Englishman abroad? Do you feel part of the community, or is
I do. Although it's a big spread out city, but we know some great people there inside and out the industry as well, and a lot of the cliches about it are true, but there's a lot of good stuff too. There's a lot of creativity there. There's a lot of young people out there that I think there's a lot of you can get a creative juices flowing out there. So that's why I totally understand. Yeah. And the weather makes a hell of a difference.
Oh, please. So whereabouts exactly in LA?
Well, we've moved about a bit. We're checking out the different areas. We started off Hollywood Hills, then Malibu, and now Venice Beach.
Oh.
So we're checking out the different locations and
well, I've kind of moved from Clapham to Battersea in that time. So it's not exactly the same thing, but do you know what I'm saying? But so anyway, now we're gonna play. First tune we're gonna play from you is "What I Need."
Yeah.
Which, you know, I was saying. One of the guys from SRD gave this to me.
Rico.
And you know, getting a tune from you is really exciting. And he was like, you know, Rupert's back, man, he's back. And he's, you know, there's a new version of The End, and there's this tune called Miracles, and there's a little thing called What I Need, and Babylon as well.
Yeah.
But What I Need it's just so Rupert, and it's so now as well, which considering you've been away for a little while.
Yeah, well, you know, wherever you are, you know, you take it with you. You know, like if you go on a long tour, you know that you're bringing something from England with you, and you've grown up with it, so it's hard to shake off. And I think wherever you are in the world, you still have the essence that you take with you. You just need a little top up now and again.
So, what when you went into the studio, did you go in there? One day you were sitting down and think, you know, I'm going to do a little drum and bass thing, you know, or was it just you're in the studio and it just comes along that you just do it? It is whatever comes along, and I mean, I wanted to put something out on the label. I want to take care of that side of my music. You know, I've never on the label put out tons of music, but I've always had a lot of drum and bass tunes out there,
with different labels, and I just thought it seems to be getting less and less, and
Yeah.
and I have a need to make that music still, you know, like majorly. So
That's funny because, you know, I was like, you know, to Paul, I said, so where is he? What, is he back in England? He went, no. He's still out there. But I was like, so how did he make this tune, man? Do you know what I mean? Because it's brilliant timing. But, you know, the way drum and bass has gone in the last 6 months, it's got back round to that simplicity,
yeah,
with that soulful edge.
yeah.
That, you know, like rings around Saturn, stuff like that. It has gone back round to that time where everything's got a lot more creative, and, you know, simple tunes are the hardest tunes to make sometimes.
Yeah, it's true. You can overwork it, and my big advice to people always was know when the tune's done, you know. But I think this was a real attempt to just make a basic tune that you feel, you know, and you know, not go too crazy on technical stuff. And it's music at the end of the day, and you should feel it. It's not something you need to study. You feel it or you don't. And
No,
I wanted to make a tune that you feel.
And so when's this going to be released?
It was released on Monday.
Oh, it was released on Monday, yeah? Well, you know... Oh, what have I done? Well, it's a bad tune, and the whole EP
Thank you.
is heavy, and we're going to be featuring that heavily. So we have got the mighty Photek. We've got loads of questions as well to ask him from the email and stuff, and some really intelligent questions, so... All the silly ones we're going to leave out. It's Rupert Photek in the house. Released on Monday. The Sublime What I Need. tune. The track entitled What I Need, of course, Photek, out on Special Forces Recordings. How long did it take you to do that track?
Well, I think that was a 5-day job.
Oh, really?
That was a 5-day job. And you know how it goes. Some of them, like the Dolphin tune, took me about 3 hours.
Some tunes like themselves, isn't it?
And that was a killer tune. And then something might take me 3 months and it never even gets released. So that was probably a 5-day week job. You know, come back to it, work on something else for a bit.
Yeah. But was you happy with the finish?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And that has been all the big boys have been playing it as well, which is good. That's what I'm saying now is the difference.
Yeah.
Is now you get in a lot more. DJs are being a lot more versatile, put it that way. You know? People are playing a lot more vocal kind of stuff and incorporating everything about drum and bass in their sets, which I think is a lot more interesting.
Yeah, sure. I mean, some of the best days for me is when I heard guys like you and Frosty or whatever playing fall to the floor music with some break beats. And there was no such word as drum and bass, you know. So yeah, the music sounds great now, but variation is always good.
I mean, that time that the jungle phase hadn't even kind of been coined, really. It was before all that, you know, that techno-y, fall to the floor, mixed up with breakbeat kind of vibe. I'd love to see a return to that kind of stuff. But what other music genres have you been feeling recently?
Well, it's mainly hip hop because being in the States, the radio is pretty dire out there. You know, it's either rock or hip hop or Hispanic music. So I tune into the hip hop station. You know, so for me, it's been hip hop and R&B the whole time since I've been out there.
I tell you what, I was reading a little interview of you, and you was saying that you was feeling G-Dep, that Special Delivery.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That tune is bad, man. That is a bad tune. And I think the production on hip hop at the moment is very, very good.
Well, I mean, it's
the Neptunes and guys like that. I think the sound, which is very percussive, quite drum and bassy as well.
Yeah, I mean, they can't deny that they've heard this music when you hear what they're doing. I mean, them and Timbaland, you know, and I love the fact that they bring that sound into the music.
I think it's great. I think it's so good for everything, really.
Yeah.
Especially Timbaland, the way he uses his snares. There's no way he can say he doesn't listen to drum and bass, man.
No, there's a very slim chance he hasn't heard it. You know, like.
So what about? Do you still listen to a lot of house and stuff as well, or?
Well, house is I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult to get the music out there. You know, kind of. There's so many different strains of house music now, and it's very much overground, more of a sort of staple club diet now, isn't it? So you can hear house music, but it's not what we'd be talking about, you know. So
I'll tell you what's funny about house, and I know you being a proper house man. What I find disenchanting about house music sometimes, you know, I play the odd house set, and you go into a place and what you perceive as house isn't what someone else think is house, and you know they're like, oh well, you know, this isn't really what I kind of wanted, and I'm like, well, this is house music, baby. Do you know what I mean? This is what I call house music, you know, and then you hear other DJs play stuff and you're like, well, man, I don't know if that's house. I'd call that, say, something else, techno myself.
Right.
But it's all under the kind of banner hard house and all that kind of stuff. But you know, so have you done any kind of like any more housey kind of things?
Well, I played a couple of housey sets while I was out in LA, and people loved it. And I think it's probably because I played a different house music to what they thought they were going to get. You know, well, perhaps some of the people thought they were going to get a drum and bass set in the middle of a house night. And one of the really nice things was a few people came up to me, and I was playing really quite a rough bass line kind of house set, and very percussive, and a few kids came up afterwards and they said, you know what, we didn't know you were going to play that, but it blew our minds, and you know whatever you do sounds like you, and we just want to say that we're with you, whatever music you decide to do, and it really meant something to me too. You know?
That is so good to hear that, because I think that a test of a real musician is that anything he does, whether it's playing house, whether it's playing breakbeat, someone can get your signature out of it. They know it's you. There's a certain way you do things and people pick up on that. As you know, it's the same like Grooverider. Grooverider plays house. And you'll know it's Grooverider playing house.
Exactly.
Because it is Grooverider. It's the way he plays drum and bass, that same energy, that same kind of tribal vibe. It's Rider, man. And you know, Hopefully I'm the same, but maybe not. But
Of course you are. We all talk about Fabio tunes. And it goes effective before drum and bass, you know.
yeah, I know, but I'm blushing now, so I'm going to get onto these. Right, question. This is first question. What's the deal with stories about you moving into film soundtrack? We're going to skip over that for a minute. And what about the unreleased bits like Saturated Hip Hop and countless others? Any chance of a Special Forces Roundup compilation?
Well, we're going to do an album on the label, and we're going to need a couple more tunes in the bag to do that. But there are probably 4 or 5 unreleased tracks that I'm not sure what to do with yet, you know. So, like Saturated Hip Hop was just for me a dub plate thing for me to play out. So I know I've always got a couple of things in the bag that no one else has got.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
So
Yeah.
That's why I made those. I don't know. I mean, maybe, but it will be a slightly more developed version of that track.
For sure,
you know?
for sure.
That's kind of rough and ready and
Rough ready, but I tell you what, you know, there ain't been another tune like it since, you know. I'm telling you, there hasn't been another tune like it since. And it's funny because you made it, so you might be thinking, yeah, I'll tell you, that tune's incredible. I think you need to hear that tune again on a big sound system.
Yeah, maybe, because I listened to it just before I came over. I was searching for the CD, and I pulled it out, and I just thought, what kind of intro is that for a tune? You know, like how am I going to fit that into the set? Because I had a special way that I was going to drop it for the original set that I built it.
Right.
I often will, like when I'm playing at a club, I'll often have a specific tracks made to go with another track just for that night, you know, just for that little that month or whatever.
For that feeling,
and that was one of those, and I can't remember what it went with. So.
But anyway, we're going to play the next track from the EP, The End, which is a personal favourite of mine. It was on the same CD as Saturated Hip Hop, and a few other tracks.
Let's see the original cut of that. It hasn't changed that much.
No,
but the original recording of that was done a long time ago.
And you've done that, of course, with Robert Owens, that you've worked with
a few times.
Times. Any more plans of working with Robert at all?
Well, I hope I can hook up with him while I'm over here. I haven't spoken to him for a while, but I'm sure we'll be doing something.
Does he live over here now?
He does. He's over here a lot, yeah.
Yeah, doing his thing.
Yeah.
And this is another. This is so Rupert, especially the break on it, man. This is. You rejigged this? Did you? I
just tightened it up a bit. Put a little bit more sparkle on the top there, you know. Wicked.
Anyway, we've got more questions for you. We've got more tunes to play. Something brand new from Rupert coming up next. World exclusive business. From the excellent EP. A track that I've been playing for a couple of years now. A track called The End. Remember, it's Fabio. Radio 1, baby. Photek in the house.
Remember the times we shared, heart, soul, and mind, just the two of us. Oh no, I can't come down. I can't come down. Oh no, I can't come down.
So good to have him here. It's Fabio in session with Rupert Photek. So you done your first UK gig for a little while last Saturday, and I heard you had a very good night.
It was an amazing night. It was an emotional occasion too. It's the first time for a long time. The first time I've actually done my own event, actually. So it was the launch party for the singles, and it was just an amazing night. It was Di, me, Scotty, Goldie, and it was like a reunion and return and a reminder all at the same time. You know.
I tell you what's funny about that, because you know we haven't seen you for a long time, and you know the way drum and bass is now has gone so worldwide. You don't get a chance to see people. I mean, I don't see Goldie as much as I used to, and Scotty I haven't seen for maybe 2 years. So you know that lineup. As soon as I saw that lineup, I thought, well, that is a real kind of reminiscing kind of thing, and all these guys hooking up on that same lineup. That was always going to be something special.
It was amazing. Of course, you would have been there if you weren't on the other side of the world.
Yeah. I was having a nightmare in Estonia actually, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, man, I always thought that was going to be a special night. And how long did you play for?
I played for just an hour, and I could have gone on for more, I think, but it was short but sweet, and it left room for everyone else, you know. And it was the most amazing night I've had for ages.
Was that the first time you seen Goldie in a little while as well? Was it?
It's the first time I've seen everyone for ages, you know. I mean, since I've been away, when I've been coming back, I've been sorting out a few things, running around, and then jumping back on a plane.
For sure.
So it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've seen a London drum and bass crowd and been in it, you know. And it was an amazing thing. It was really a touching experience, you know.
It's great because I tell you what, at the moment it's you know, these guys from Brazil, Marky and Pachif, they brought over this whole kind of Brazilian flavour, and you know, everyone, you know, Bad Company, they're doing their thing and they're making their productions. Andy C, guys like that are doing some amazing stuff at the moment. And I just think everyone's grown up a little bit. I think you see people now and everyone knows that everyone's really working hard, and if they don't see you, it ain't because, you know, it's because, hey, you know, you're doing this, I'm touring, and that's the way it goes. But I tell you, there's a real special love thing going on. I mean, like, even with yourself, I mean, you've got so much respect, and I know for you probably can't see it a lot of the time. Because
no, I feel it though. I feel it though, and especially when it even just people in the crowd who I've never seen them before, and they come out, and the things they say are just,
no doubt, man.
It gives you a good feeling.
And you know, there's this special respect for you, and it's incredible because as well, there's, you know, the drum and bass, any music genre, there's a lot of politicking, and you've never been involved in that, so no one's ever got anything to say about Rupert. As soon as everyone mentions, Photek, man, has you got any new tunes? It's like that, and that goes from everyone from Dillinja to like all the new school coming through. You are the kind of guy that, you know, you're kind of set apart from everybody else.
Well, I've tried to stay out of the politics of it, and often I've got nothing political to say. I mean, everyone's doing their thing. And
that's right.
And if I don't like the track that someone's done, I just tell them, I don't like it, but I hope you do really well with it. You know?
And it's nothing personal.
Yeah, really.
You know, I don't hate you, which is really strange, because that's really funny, because when you tell people that, sometimes, you know, you say to someone about a track, even if you say to them, well, it's all right, but it's not quite, and they take it so personal. It's like, you hate me. But right, a couple more questions. In the last year, no, not that one. Sir Rupert, you have been an unbelievable servant to the breakbeat scene over the past 10 years, and nobody in any other scene can doubt your creativity or boundless ability to create music which is both innovative and emotional. In all your guises, from Aquarius, The Sentinel, Special Forces, to your remix work on Mowax and those off-key releases which I can't class as drum and bass nor house, you have always pushed the boundaries. Who in drum and bass do you think is ahead of the pack, and do you still listen to other DJs and artists?
Who's the head of the pack? Well, I have to say that the Godfather's a Ewan Groove. There's not much doubt about that.
Thank you very much, sir.
I think everybody knows that. You know, the head of the pack, I'd say the figurehead is I've got to say Goldie, because he was the one who's prepared to go on TV, prepared to show his face, to suffer the abuse and be in the limelight, you know.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
If he never makes another tune again, he's, for me, was still there. Forget if he makes a million more tunes, he's probably going to stay there, you know. So,
well, if he never makes another tune again, there's always Timeless.
Exactly.
Which is,
I mean,
he's
done his thing already. Anything from here on is a bonus,
for sure.
You know, and he'll, you know, he's there and he's proved himself. For me, he's got nothing left to prove. And,
definitely,
he's definitely the figurehead. He's the most apparent, the easy one to see. You know, he's there.
And what other contemporary artists nowadays, like, we're like general busting here, but any other genre that you really have got?
Well, I think the people who blow me away time and time again are the Neptunes, you know, and it's not exactly a secret, but the Neptunes seems like because I hear hip hop more than anything else out in LA.
Yeah,
it's every other track that I like is Neptunes. If it's not them, then it's Eric Sermon or.
Oh, maybe, I love Eric Sermon.
Maybe Alchemist
Eric
or someone.
Sermon, man. I'm feeling Eric Sermon.
Yeah.
And you know, I tell you what it is about the Neptunes. The Neptunes can make commercial tunes that get in the chart, but they've still got that root, which is in the breaks.
Yeah.
It's the way they kind of structure, which is, I know you're into structuring heavily.
Yeah,
I mean, the whole fact
rhythm.
you told me you made a tune to kind of mix into another tune, that is so deep. That is architecture, and like and that's what you're about, a building.
Yeah,
it's that special thing that you've got with that breaks, man, that no one else can do.
I think they've got space in between their beats, and I think that's my signature also. So I'm naturally drawn to them because I think we sound similar in a way.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. So, there's definite parallels there.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of them, you know.
Well, anyway, we're going to play something new. Babylon. This is a remix of Babylon,
This is the remix.
And how did the whole Babylon thing come about?
Well, this is actually the one that came first.
Oh, really?
And I thought the order of announcement should be flipped. You know, like let's put the second one out first. Let's call the first one the remix.
Bit like a Memento kind of thing,
yeah? We were just saying.
Wicked, man. And what's going to be going on with this? Is this
follow up very shortly? It won't be. You won't have to wait so long, people, for the next track from me. I'm going to try and hit you with a steady stream from now on. Man, that would be so good, man. Listen, Rupert's here for a little while more. We've got a few more questions to hit him with. It's great to have him in the house. It's Fabio. This is Radio 1. This is Babylon.
Babylon, Babylon. West 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 Babylon, Babylon. New mix of Babylon. That reminds me of a kind of like a Metalheads kind of early Metalheads kind of vibes, man.
Yeah.
That kind of Goldie vibe on it, man.
With the vocal
definitely,
stuff.
Definitely.
It's kind of for me a little bit of a look back to like Eyes on the Horizon. Body Snatch, that kind of thing. With that bass line. I actually decided I want to do a track with a feel to it, like Eyes on the Horizon.
Yeah. Incredible tune.
Yeah.
Which is when you look back on it now, have you got a favourite track that you've done? A track that you do, or have you got fond kind of emotions about all of them, really?
Yeah, some more than others though. Some really define what I'm all about. You know, like
for sure.
I think Jump Mark II as Studio Pressure on Certificate 18. That was one of my. I think that's probably one of my defining moments. You know,
I think so.
This is what I'm going to sound like from now on. And despite the word Photek hadn't been invented yet, that was the first Photek tune, really.
For sure. And at the time, what was your ambitions, or was there any ambitions? Was you just going with the flow and seeing where it would take you, or did you have a set plan and like, you know?
I never had a plan, and I think it was just I want to hear music like that, or if the music didn't exist yet, I want to make music like this because I think it should be heard. You know, and it was just self-perpetuating, you know, like I'd make this, people would respond, I'd have fuel to carry on, and it's always been the same, really. It's only in the recent last few years where I've actually thought about, you know, what am I doing, you know, what do I want to do next? Actually, I have a career here. It's not just what I am, you know?
It's not just making music, and it's a bit more than that now.
Yeah, well, it's just like for the first time lifting my head up and looking around and seeing where I am, you know, and how far I've come and where I'm going to go to next, and, you know, just to be aware of it. And before, it was just instinctively making tracks every waking hour, you know, and it was like that for years and years. And
so have you got, what ideals have you got? I mean, what is the next phase for you, or have you got that set down, or are you still kind of going along with the flow on that, really?
Well, I think to go with the flow musically is probably still the best way to go, you know, because it's whatever you feel like doing is what you're going to do best.
Definitely.
So I know what I feel like doing at the moment, and that happens to be with what kind of makes sense anyway. And it's making drum and bass for my label. It's continuing to try and do albums of different music, producing hip hop and film music, and there's quite a few different areas there to keep you busy, and I'm inspired to do all of those.
The film thing,
yeah,
which is, I know you've always had that cinematic quality in your music.
Yeah,
is it something that it's still a major ambition of yours, or is it something?
Oh yeah. It's like I was saying earlier about having a need to make music. I have a need to do that, and I enjoy doing it too. So I've done a few things since I've been out in LA, and I've got one other score lined up when I get back, which they start shooting pretty soon. That's really, it's important to me, and it's also relatively new to me. I've been making records for a long time. I haven't been doing film music for that long, so it's a very exciting thing.
So do you think that LA is it must be a great place to be doing that kind of thing?
Well, I think to a point it's the only place that you can, because it's such a competitive business doing film music, and you need to be in a place where there's a lot of films getting made. And if you think music's political, you haven't heard the half of it.
I can't imagine what that's like.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking.
Especially being in the centre of it.
Yeah.
Maybe if you was away from it a bit, being in the middle of it must be...
Yeah, well, I think it's very difficult to do if you're not in the thick of it. Some people, like Craig Armstrong, he's in a position where he can work from the other side of the world. I think most other people have to be available for comment most of the time,
Does that ever get to you at all, or does it?
No, not at all. It's part of that process, and it's actually a nice discipline to do music for somebody else's project where they're calling the shots. And some people might not react well to that, having been recording musicians and used to doing whatever they feel like,
banging one out for the Saturday night, you know what I mean,
and not answering the phone for a week. You can't do that when you're working in film.
I'd be in serious trouble. Oh my god. I've got no designs on that then, but I know what you're saying. It's very intense, that whole, you've got to be on call kind of 24 hours a day.
And it's somebody else's project.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of money at stake, and you better deliver. You better deliver.
So you actually thrive on that, yeah?
I do. I love it. I love doing that, yeah. Because I can, and then in between that, I can just do whatever I want record-wise. I can do something for my album, or I can do a drum and bass track on my label. I've got every escape that I could want. So
that's great, because I think you're such a relaxed guy. I mean, you are very relaxed, and I think London is so... Not even London, I think England's not... I mean, you've got to be somewhere like LA to do what you're doing, to have the space and the time to kind of put things here. I think in England you can't really do that, because people don't want that from you. They don't want you to be able to make a film score and do this, because England is kind of like, well, why is he doing that and dissing this? In America, they're kind of like, the more scope you have, they admire that a lot.
Oh, there are no rules in America.
No, for sure. That's what I'm saying. And here, it is kind of rule-laden. Everything is kind of very rigid. You have to do this, and we don't really want you doing that. And if you make drum and bass, we don't want you to make no house music. If you make house, we don't want you to make drum and bass. And I think America's not so up on that. Anyway, listen, I've got a question to ask from a guy. You must know him. If you don't know him, I think he might be a stalker. And he says, where is it? Where's it gone? Oh God, I've lost it. I've totally lost it. Oh well.
Maybe if we look outside, if we're waiting.
It's from Ron R in Hollywood Hills. And he says, oh right, here it is. It says, as a big fan of your music and having shelled out numerous pounds and dollars on your splendid tunes, when are you going to invite us round for dinner? And that says, rock on from R and the Hollywood Hills crew.
Run.
R. They're talking about dinner and Hollywood Hills, so...
Well, he doesn't know that I've moved, so he can't be that close. And if I've forgotten Ron, or maybe this is a crafty alias and this is somebody pulling my leg.
It could be.
Right, I'm trying to think of Ron in Hollywood.
Oh, is this the name of the person that sent it? Is that Matt in LA?
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, Matt.
Oh, if it's Matt.
Yeah.
I'll invite him over for dinner when we get back.
Oh, really, yeah? All right, that's all good.
And big hi to Matt.
And it's great to know that you're not a stalker.
Yeah, what a relief. Nice one, Matt.
But listen, this is the last track we're going to play from your EP. This is Miracles, and this is... What vocals on this?
Right,
one of them ones, yeah? Okay, but this... what was the idea behind this?
It was a little one for you, you know.
Yeah, you know it. I thought so.
You know, the swan
I knew
thing,
it.
you know.
Come on, man.
You know.
As soon as I heard it, I thought, you know, one of them things. I just thought, I wish I made tunes and I made this tune. And that's exactly what you was thinking about, man. This is lovely. This is a lovely tune. How long did it take you to do this?
Oh, this was a long one. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in this, and there was a few different edits of it. Took a while to get to this stage. Took a while to get this one.
All right, Rupert. We're going to be back after this from the excellent EP. This is Miracles. It's Fabio Radio 1. We've got about another 20-25 minutes. We've still got competition. A good-looking competition.
I'll be there for you, baby. And
It's Fabio's Radio 1.
baby. Ooh, I'll be there. I'll be there for you, baby. And a miracle, baby. I'll be there for you, baby. And a miracle, baby.
Track entitled Miracle. So Rupert, man,
Yeah.
this wedding tomorrow, you're gonna be there for the whole day, or is it just gonna?
I'm going to be there the whole day. I know what it means now, you know? I know what it means.
Because of course, you know, the last wedding I went to was actually yours. I think it was your wedding.
4 years ago now.
Yeah, God, 4 years, man. That's
Yeah.
real good.
It was the first wedding I've been to as well, I think.
Really, since then, yeah, no doubt, man. But it's great. I wish you'd kind of give me your phone number, kind of thing.
Come on, you don't even have to ask. Come on.
But I tell you what, it is so good to see you. And you know, sometimes if you don't see someone for a little while, it's kind of all good.
Yeah.
because you know that person's kind of doing their thing, and you've been out in LA and you look so well. It's
you.
incredible. Do you know, you've got that brown tan thing.
Well,
LA,
I get to see a bit more sun these days.
that LA thing going on. You and Miriam's got that superstar look going on, man. And no, but it's really, really good to see you. And I know. What's the next plan? What's the plans for the album?
Album, I'm trying to find the right sound. I'm trying to find the right sound for it.
But you've got no
balance of music.
You've got no set date.
I'm not in a hurry.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I've got a steady stream of drum and bass lined up as well. So it's kind of, I'll be doing my drum and bass thing on the label.
That'd be great.
And the album is when it's right, it's right, and I'll release it. You know, so I always people, you know, I take my time with the albums.
But that's great that you're not under any kind of pressure. You can just do what you want to do. Well, pressure to a point, but you've got time and you've got the space to do what you want.
Yeah, I like to take time and get it right, you know.
So when you're going back to LA?
Oh, we're here for a few more days and then back on that 12-hour flight.
Oh, that's a heavy. I tell you, once I had the worst jet lag. I've got to tell you about it one day. I couldn't move for about 5 days.
I've had it once, yeah.
Oh, it's horrific. But Rupert, man, I tell you, it's best of luck with the EP because you've come back and you've. Everyone is so into that EP, and you know what you mean to the drum and bass scene. I mean, whatever you go on to do, and I think you'll achieve everything you want to do because you're that kind of person. You're very driven. But do you remember that you've got a special place here with like everybody, man?
Yeah, I feel that more than ever. Being away for a bit, you know. And,
definitely, and coming back must have been an amazing kind of experience for you. And,
it was mind blowing.
And you keep on making the music, man, and you keep on doing what you're doing, and have a great time in LA. And me and Groove, we're doing an American tour, I think, in November.
Well, you're going to come and stay with us then?
I'm going to come and hang out.
Yeah.
I think I'm definitely going to come and hang out,
You're going to come and stay with us, save yourself a hotel bill, come and stay with us.
That would be great, man. So, LA, here we come, baby. You know the deal, man. But Rupert, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thank you.
Have a safe flight back, and I'll see you tomorrow, sir.
See you tomorrow.
We can hook up, yeah?
Yep.
Wicked. man, that last tune, Calibre, that tune is so heavy, blowing up the place right now. Many, many thanks to Rupert. Very intelligent, very cool, very, very sweet guy. And it was so good to have him in here because my producer texted me last week because he never can get me on the phone and said he was coming in. I was very, very pleased about it. So, one of the greats. And I'm not talking about drum and bass, I'm talking about music. That's what I'm talking about. Right, if you want to check out track listings of tonight's show, audio clips and details of the top 5 rollers, full details of our 6 of the best guide, plus win guest list, or if you want to hear the whole show again, which I know a lot of you are kind of feeling at the moment, you can go online to www.bbc.co.uk/Radio1 and you can check out the whole show again. You can get all the details and all little extras and stuff. Also forthcoming on the 25th of October, Grooverider's coming live from the Detonate at the Bomb in Nottingham as part of Radio 1 live in Nottingham. And on the 9th, myself and Grooverider are coming from Pontins, Camber Sands, the Weekender. Myself and Grooverider 1 till 3, baby. We're going to be hitting that on the 9th of November. And if you want more details on the whole shebang, Fabio at bbc.co.uk. You can get all the information you need. Big shout to everybody in Estonia because I had an incredible time out there, an incredible journey that I'm not going to go into now, but big shout going out to Kuno. Pulled out all the stops for me to get there and incredible gig. Definitely want to come back there and do that for you because that was a very emotional night. Right, about another 10 minutes left of the show. We still got a competition. Gonna do that straight after this. Oh dear. But I can't believe the show's kind of finished. Right, anyway, before I go, another great CD available to win tonight. We have 5 copies of the new good-looking Studio X to give to whoever answers the following questions. It's an excellent compilation featuring tracks from Greg Packer, Omni Trio, Scala, and loads more, and profiles the good-looking sound for 2002. All you have to do to win yourself a copy of this is tell us which country is Greg Packer from. Now, he's been mentioned a lot of times on my show over the last couple of months. What country is Greg Packer from? And send your answers to Fabio at bbc.co.uk. Or if you want to write that down, send it to Competitions, Fabio, Radio 1, London, W1N4DJ. And one more time, we've got 5 copies of the new good-looking compilation Studio X. If you can tell us which country Greg Packer comes from, you can win yourself a copy of that CD, and that's excellent. And send your answers to Fabio at bbc.co.uk or Competitions, Fabio, Radio 1, London, W1N4DJ. Man, I think that is about it. I didn't tell you about my stoner story. I've got to tell you on my next show because it takes about 10 minutes, but it's worth hearing. It is hilarious. Also, big shout to Cassia and big shout to Fabiola and also to Natalie and all the Camilleri crew. Big shout going out to Sarah and all the Sandys, to Gemma, to Sophie, all the crew. Right, coming up next, we've got Radio 1 Extra. BBC's newest station. Tonight you've got live sets from Jason and Ayara, and that's running from 3 till 5. 1 Extra on 1. Many thanks to Andy, also to Lee. Both support West Ham. You know, early days, but cheer up, lads. Come on. Good hell, man. Who did you play on Sunday again? Oh, right. 3-2, was it? Later.